skipping around as far as chronologically because I'm going to go back right now to tell you about what the climate was
Right.
overall because you couldn't you could never predict what was going to happen at a jam like a park jam, especially not a park jam because you
Right.
can't search people, um, and so we're whenever we didn't keep people entertained, there was
Mm-hmm.
there was a problem. it, I
They
remember,
start getting worked up, and all that bad energy started coming.
yeah, facts. Whenever they weren't being entertained, there was a problem. Somebody was getting robbed.
Ooh.
That I auditioned in the community center. So now we're outside in the
Mm-hmm.
park on the basketball courts, and our DJs Breakout and Baron got our sound system set up out there, and we jamming. It's jam packed, and a dude named C Ray, rest in peace. He sold angel dust, and he smoked it obviously because whenever most of the dust heads, for whatever reason, there was there were a few songs that like whenever they were played at jams, for some reason the dust heads they just lose their mind and just start robbing people. No exaggeration. Especially at flash parties, we used to beg Flash not to play this song. It was called "Listen to Me" by Baby Huey, and
Uh-huh.
when every time, no exaggeration, no embellishment, whenever he would play that record, somebody got robbed. Um, I was at my homie's apartment one day, and his wife walked in the door from work, and he was like, "Babe, I want to introduce you to my dear childhood friend that I was telling you about. He was a member of Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. This is Rahiem." And so, exactly, that's right, Globe. We from that school. And so, she said to me, it's very nice to meet you, motherfucker. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. This is the first time this lady is meeting me, and she called me a motherfucker. So I'm like,
Damn.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait a minute. Time out. Why I gotta be all that though? So she's like, um, because I distinctly recall going to one of y'all fucking parties and y'all motherfuckers said throw your hands in the air, and while the audience was throwing their hands up in the air, your security was robbing everybody. The Casanovas, your security. I'm like, well, don't feel bad, sweetheart. They even robbed us. Not me. They didn't rob me because the Casanovas were so when the gangs in New York City uh, pretty much came to a halt, which was like
Mm-hmm.
the late '70s, um, they became they turned into crews, and so these crews um, represented their respective neighborhoods, and
Yeah.
so the Casanovas basically were in like um, St. Mary's, Morehouses, all of the projects like around in the South Bronx, where the area where Flash and them were from, and so basically the Casanovas they were our security, but they even robbed us a few times because um, our record label president lied to them and showed them some doctored up royalty statements of some astronomical numbers that we absolutely never received. And they believed it. And she actually flew some of them to one of our concerts to confront us. We at sound check and we see the Casanovas coming across the field. It's an outside jam, and they come they come up to us like, yo, you know, this is we see y'all y'all been lying about all this money y'all been getting. Miss Robinson showed us these royalty statements, and we like, yo, man, we ain't getting like we live in the projects just like y'all, man. Stop playing.
Yeah.
What you talking about? And so it was like, yeah, we gonna see what it is when y'all get back to the Bronx or whatever. We couldn't bring no guns with us. When we
Wow.
got back to the Bronx, and we was talking mad shit to them too. But when we got back to the Bronx, they pulled up on our tour bus with guns, and they robbed everybody in the group except me and Cowboy. And the only reason why they didn't rob me and Cowboy was because we we got Black Spade love. You know, Spade
Yeah.
was like, they hands off, don't mess with them. Rest of them dudes, get them.
Man, that's the craziest shit I ever heard in my life.
Yep, yep. Look, a few days after I became a member of the Furious Five, um, we were doing a jam at the Webster Avenue PAL, the same gymnasium that we battled when I was a member of the Funky Four. We battled Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Four there. So I'm a new member of Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. Um, you know, I think we were just getting set up to do a jam or whatever, and people were starting to come in, and so I had to use the bathroom. So there was a short little flight of stairs before you come out when you come out the gym to go downstairs to go in the bathroom, and the men's bathroom was cracked open a little bit, and the the angle that the bathroom door was cracked open, it enabled me to see the mirror, the mirror in the men's bathroom. So before I go in the bathroom, I could see what was going on in the bathroom mirror. And so
Right.
some of the Casanovas were in the bathroom, and they were robbing Kid Creole, and at the time his name was Mr. Ness, for their jewelry. Now this is our security. So when I saw this happening, I was like, doo doo doo, act like I ain't see shit, and
Yeah.
about face turn and walk my ass back in the gym. That ain't none of my business. They ain't robbing you. What you going in that bathroom for? I ain't going in the bathroom. I ain't get robbed.
That is some wild shit. I have never heard in my life your security just like, all right, check it in. Right,
Yeah,
yo.
yeah. But guess what? Even though our security robbed us, nobody else could ever rob us. Nobody. We never got robbed by nobody else. They the only ones who can rob us.
Man, that's hell of extortion. That's hell of
Yo, you know what? That's pretty much the same thing that's happening right now today with these gangs and these rap artists who are affiliated with these gangs. I guarantee it.
yeah. Cause it's like now these rappers want to be part of the gangs so bad.
Right. Well, they don't really want to be part of the gangs. They say they want to be part of the gangs until the gang winds up. So, like, who is your security from your security?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, who's gonna guard you from? Like, you got wolves that work for you. Okay, that's great. But now, who's gonna guard you from them? If you're not a wolf,
Oh.
if you're not a wolf, you need not have wolves around you. Period.
You're right, man, and it is pretty much the same thing. It's man,
Yeah,
y'all just kind of started it all.
facts. Gangsterisms and all.
Wow.
Yes,
Man,
sir.
so did you really see what you was doing was actually just going to take you around the world to the level that it did?
Um, well, myself, personally, I can't speak for anyone, you know, but myself. Um, I think that I always envisioned, and my mom said this about me. She said, "You're going to be somebody that people are going to want to take pictures with, and they're always going to be sticking a microphone in your face to interview you. So you 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 had better not prove to be an embarrassment to the Williams household by getting on television and sounding ignorant like your mother's not a teacher." I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
or don't bring your ass home.
Wow, that's hey. But you know what? Representing the family is, is an honor when you can properly represent your family name.
Absolutely. We are all extensions of our family, and we are all representatives of our family. And so, whenever we, whatever we do out in the world, when it gets back home, we gonna hear about it, good or bad.
Yeah, no doubt. How did you feel about literally being like the first rap group inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
You know, um, honestly, it like for me, um, so so being inducted, the actual ceremony, and we're getting inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It was great, right? But
Hmm.
what really did it for me was actually going to the Rock Hall in Cleveland, Ohio, because the day of our induction, March 12th, 2007, um, I didn't get the the paper that we were all supposed to put our signatures on, where they transferred our signatures from the paper to the illuminated wall at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. For whatever
Hmm.
reason, I don't remember. I don't remember what was going on at the time, but I know it was a really emotional time for me because um, I was on the verge of bursting into tears because um, right before we went on stage to accept the induction, uh, this dude. So the induction happened at the Waldorf Astoria, which is in New York City, and so
Right.
we're waiting in the kitchen of the Waldorf Astoria to go on stage. Jay Z was calling us on stage, and so we're standing there backstage talking with Paul Schaefer from the Dave Letterman show, and this dude, I guess he worked in the kitchen at the Waldorf Astoria. He comes up to us, and he didn't say a word. He just looked really closely in our faces, and he looked at me and was like, "Oh my God!" He was like, "Yo, Gloria Williams was your mother." I was like, "Yeah, yeah, she was my mom." He was like, "Yo, she absolutely changed my life. She was my fifth grade teacher, and because of her, like, I'm the man that I am right now. And I just wanted to give you a hug. Yo, your mom is proud of you. She's smiling down on you. You know what I mean? Yo, tears coming out my eye right now, bro.
Wow.
That shit got me like choked up. So by the time it came time for me to make my little acceptance speech, all I could do was say, "Yo, mom, made it, baby, top of the world. I love you." That's all I could
Yeah.
say. On TV at the induction ceremony. So yeah, that was mom looking down on me. You know what I mean?
How how often do you get over to the Hall of Fame? How many times have you been up there?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't completely answer your question. So Kango from UTFO, rest in peace, my beloved legendary brother. He and members of Full Force, Paul Anthony and Bow Legged Lou, my big bros, um, uh, they they called me up one day and was like, "Yo, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame called us and was like, yo, do y'all have any way to contact Rahiem from the Furious Five?" And they were like, "Yeah, we that's our brother. We talked to him." Um, and they was like, "Well, we need to get him here so that he can sign his name on the paper, so we can transfer his name from his signature from the paper to the illuminated wall, like all of the rest of the uh, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees." So we flew together, me, Kango, Oleg and Lou, Paul Anthony, um, and a few other people to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and I signed my name on the paper, and that day they transferred my signature from the paper to the wall. And so my group has a little section where all of our signatures are on the wall at the Rock Hall.
Yeah.
But like literally inches away from my, like, yo, I'm getting goosebumps talking about it because James Brown was the first Michael Jackson for me, and then Michael
Right.
Jackson became Michael Jackson, but James Brown was the first Michael Jackson for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And and so James Brown's signature is on the wall, a few inches from ours. Rod Stewart, the Eagles. Um, I mean, so many legendary, you know, iconic signatures on that wall of people who set the bar and set the standard for the music that preceded rap music.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. That's a beautiful museum. Actually, it's 45 minutes north from where I'm at now.
Wow, um, so you in the Buckeye State? Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have family
Yeah.
from Akron and
Okay. Yeah.
and Kent, and I used to spend summers out there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. The Pro Football Hall of Fame right down the street from me.
right in Kent, right?
Yep.
Oh, okay,
Can.
that's what's up. Yeah, my aunt Janice and my cousins out there, still in Akron, and
Mm,
and the Levert family. I was real cool with. Well, actually, Reggie Levert used to used to tour with the OJ's, and then he would he worked for us for a little while, and
okay.
we toured with the OJ's like for a long time. Like so, Eddie Walter, you know,
Yeah.
demonstrated. Those are my boys. The Gap Band,
Uh,
Rick James, Carl Carlton, the Fatback Band, New Edition. We toured with all of them, dude. The Commodores when Lionel Richie was still down.
yeah. Now, the Grammys.
Uh huh.
Tell me about the excitement you had going to the Grammys. It's been a whole lot of, everybody got different feelings about it. I want to know how you felt about the whole situation.
It was it was bittersweet for me. I really enjoyed the experience of of being of performing on the Grammys, and um, you know prior to us receiving a lifetime Grammy Achievement Award, I didn't know what the protocols were as far as what you know as far as like them the bestowing of the gifts, and how they got your a gigantic postcard picture of each person at their seat, so that they know it's your ass, like ain't no mistaking, they got a big
Yeah.
ass picture of you. And so I didn't know all of these protocols. So when I got there, I was very, very pleasantly surprised and excited about those things. And the friction between myself and members of my former group, that's what made it not as enjoyable for me as it should have been. But
Mm,
besides that, it was a great experience.
wow. Yeah, look like you was having a ball up there, man.
Well, I that I mean, that's my job. It's no matter what I'm going through internally, it's my
Yeah,
job to make everybody believe that shit is lit. This is where it's at. You know what I mean?
right.
Yeah.
No doubt, no doubt. Now, what what's your take on from where hip hop started? You were there, where it started to where it is now. What has been your take on the overall love of hip hop or lack of love? What's your take on it?
Well, we're not we're not really in control. We're not really. We're not in control of our culture. We haven't been for years since it was embraced by the music industry. And so, because we don't control it, it's liable to go in whatever direction they want it to go in. And we don't have any control over that. We don't have any say so. They do not care about our culture. All they care about are dollars and cents. We represent numbers to them. So because of that, they're, it's not their plight to preserve the hip hop culture. That's our plight, and it should be.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
um, but because we do not control it and have not controlled it for years, for decades, where it is now is a place that we never dreamed that it would go to. Like I didn't have the vision, and I could say with all certainty that I don't think that any of the first generation or second generation of practitioners for could foresee where we are now. You know,
Mm-hmm.
perhaps maybe we saw that it was going to be a really popular thing, but we didn't know it was going to be a multi-billion-dollar thing and controlled by corporate America, and then pretty much made a mockery of by by creating. Um, okay, so in 1990, a company called Wack and Hut and a company called Corrections Corporations of America, the two largest independent facilitators of privately owned penitentiaries in this country, made deals with record label executives to to invest in these privately owned and some artists, top tier artists who could afford to invest in these privately owned penitentiaries. And these penitentiaries they had contracts with the government um, based on the contingency that they could maintain a 90% incarceration rate. Okay, so if every day of your young impressionable life, all you hear, because in 1989, Public Enemy released "Fight the Power," right?
Right.
So corporate America, you know who I'm talking about. They're not the same persuasion as you and I. Corporate America couldn't have a group like Public Enemy or anyone, Poor Righteous Teachers or any of those kinds of groups uh, re reinserting uh, the energy of the Black Power movement. They couldn't have that, so they had to counter
Right.
it. They had to counter it, and very fast, because music is one of the few things. Music and visual images are two things that enter our subconscious mind without our permission, right?
Fact.
So we don't have a perfect example. How many times have you heard a song that you absolutely hated, but you hated it, but I bet you know all the goddamn words to it.
Yeah,
Right.
because you can't unhear it. You can't unhear it.
Exactly. You can't unsee it, you can't unhear it. So they enter our subconscious minds without our permission. And so as a result of that, um, if every day of your young impressionable life, all you hear from your favorite artist, who's probably in your ear more hours a day, because first it was the Walkman headphones, then
Right.
earbuds. You feel me? So if you're a young impressionable adolescent and your favorite artist is in your ear more hours a day than your parent and your teacher, because you listen to their music in between all of that, um,
Hmm.
and they're telling you verbatim in songs that the route, the blueprint to their success was to stand on the corner and sell crack, sell dope, sell Molly, Percocet, fuck hoes and kill niggas. The most influenced percentage of the population become that. It's called the
Mm.
power of suggestion, and
Yes.
our government is very, very well aware of how powerful the power of suggestion is because um, they have placed stringent uh, prohibitions on advertising agencies from advertising the sale of tobacco products. They can't advertise the sale of tobacco products on any advertising platform because they know full well, especially after the Surgeon General got caught lying, got caught omitting the fact that cigarette smoking actually causes cancer. When he didn't
Right.
put that on cigarette boxes, right, and got caught and actually had to admit it, then damn, I forgot my point, and I knew I was going to do that.
The the suggestive.
Right, the power of suggestion, it's very
Mhm.
powerful. And so advertising agencies, they use it every day. And so
Yeah.
the government placed restrictions on advertising agencies and not allowing them to advertise the sale of tobacco because they know full well that a percentage of the population already smokes cigarettes. But if they were to advertise it, a much larger percentage of the population
Yeah.
would smoke. So as that relates to music, some people may not agree with this, but as it relates to music, the most influenced percentage of the population, music is magic, it's sorcery. People don't know that music is. People have the wrong perception of what magic actually is. All right.
Mm.
Here's a very simple example of a magic spell. Here's a magic spell. All right. A magic spell can be something as simple as back in the days we had nicknames, right? And usually, unless we named ourselves these nicknames were bestowed upon us by others, all right? And usually, um, not we were not in agreement with these nicknames because usually they would describe some outstanding feature, some
Yeah.
outstanding characteristic,
Yeah.
right? So growing up,
Dirty Lou.
right, right, exactly, exactly. Dirty ass Larry, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bumpy face Melvin. I had three friends growing up: Bumpy face Melvin, Skinny Melvin, and Fat Melvin, right? None of them liked the pseudonyms that preceded their names, Fat, Bumpy Face, or Skinny. None of them liked those pseudonyms. But because they didn't vehemently shut the people down who bestowed, or excuse me, who cast the spells upon them, who made the name stick. Because, see, all you need for a magic spell to work are for people to participate knowingly or unknowingly. So, Fat Mel Bumpy Face Mel, and Skinny Mel unknowingly participated in the spell working against them when they didn't vehemently reject the nicknames. And
Got it.
then the spell worked even further when Fat Mel, Skinny Mel, or Bumpy Face Mel was walking and someone called them from a distance and was like, "Hey, yo, Fat Mel, yo, Skinny Mel, yo, Bumpy Face Mel." And they all turned around and responded to those names. So now that spell worked. Here's another very simple example of a magic spell, or actually a curse. When someone says to you, "You ain't shit and you ain't never gonna be shit," that's a curse. That is
Yeah.
that is a curse. And all they need in order for that curse to be effective is for you to have some doubt in your mind or some belief in your mind that what they're saying could be true. Words are the most powerful. We just learned that the CIA just learned, and there's like, I think, a 180-page document about how manifestation is absolutely real. So, because manifestation is absolutely real, we need to be very careful of what we say about ourselves, because
Yeah.
our bodies don't know when we're joking or when we're serious. If we say something like, you know, um, exactly, our tongue is the most powerful weapon that we have. There's nothing more powerful than that. We we can speak the word, and the word can bring death to someone.
Yeah.
And you might not believe that, but that's why there's a contingency of people who are in the know who use this, and then there's an even greater contingency of people who aren't in the know who don't use it, and and we've all been misled to believe that magic's not real, or or my family, half of my family are Haitian, and so voodoo is anything that's not uh, conventional or traditional, as
Right.
far as they are concerned, is bad. And, and so but these things are indicative of who we are as a people, because
Yeah.
but that's a whole nother conversation, because I'm a historian. In addition to being a historian in music, I'm a historian in actual history, because I love history,
Yeah.
and we didn't all goddamn come from Africa. And not to say that disrespectfully, because I love my
Right.
brothers and sisters, but we do not all come from Africa. Black people inhabited the entire planet Earth, Africa included. And so I know for a fact that my family are aboriginal to the Americas. You know, so yeah.
There it is. There it is. What can we look forward to you participating? Like, you got any projects going on? Anything coming up where we can check for you?
Oh, absolutely. I just got myself a new toy over here. That's my new studio setup.
I see. I
Yeah,
see.
so I'm in here diligently going through the painstaking effort of creating some new music for myself.
Okay.
Uh,
Are you looking to develop any artists?
oh, absolutely, yeah. I'm a producer. Outside of producing for myself, I was a staff producer working for Teddy Riley during the time when he was producing Blackstreet, and I was
Mm-hmm.
also a staff producer working with Dr. Dre right right before he signed Eminem um, with Aftermath. So I know my way around the studio. I produced. I have a song that I wrote, sung, and produced and rapped on the Juice soundtrack called "Does Your Man Know About Me?" I I wrote a song called April Fool for a group. This was way back in the days on the Lean on Me soundtrack called Riff.
Mm.
Um, and let me see. Oh, for those of you who aren't aware, if you've ever seen the original Netflix series called The Get Down, Nas and myself wrote all of the majority of the rap lyrics for the actors and actresses who rapped in The Get Down. And I also had to coach them. Um, I'm writing my autobiography. Um,
Mm.
at, at some point, I'm I'm actively writing it at the moment,
Okay.
but I stop and start because I'm doing a whole bunch of other things.
Yeah.
I'm working on a game show, a TV game show that I actually created, um, and it's based on rap and and some new music. Yep.
Quite the busy man, man. I love that. I love that, man. These cats gotta see that life don't stop. Just gotta keep going and continue to pursue other dreams out here.
Definitely. Um,
Yeah, but I'm
what else?
definitely looking forward to hearing some of your projects, man.
It's coming soon. This year, everyone will hear some new music from Rahiem.
Yeah, cause you know we gotta get that grown man hip hop out here.
I agree. I agree.
You know, cause like I always tell people, the young stuff is the young. It's not for us.
It's not. It's really not. And you know what? That's funny because I always, whenever I think about dating, I'm a single man, and so whenever I think about dating, you know, I, I try to like who likes me, but then, you know, I have to keep in mind that there's certain types of music that I'm really triggered and annoyed by, and
Yeah.
I'll be in. I, I remember one time I was driving my vehicle, and my son Rahiem was riding with me, and he was in the front seat, and he put in some CD. I don't remember what it was at the time, and I hated that shit so much, and I asked him to take it out, and he wouldn't, and he was dying laughing, like he was hollering because I hated this music so much, and I took this CD out and I flung that shit out the window. So as that relates to dating, I have to be able to like it. I have to rock with your music or we can't date.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Because you know what it is for me, like the frequency that a lot of this music is at, it doesn't resonate with me very well at all.
No,
Like
they dumb down the frequency. They dumb down the frequency so that
like it just don't feel right.
yeah, yeah, of course it doesn't. It's not supposed to. You know,
Yeah. Shout out Busy B. He done tapped in real
oh,
quick.
Busy B, legendary. MC Globe, legendary. Salute. Word. And I'd like to give very, very special thanks to my beloved manager, Bam. Can never do this without you, girl. You everything.
Best artist management. Best artist
Best
management.
management.
Best in the business.
Word. Love you, girl. Thank you.
Yeah. But man, I want to thank you for your time. It's been greatly appreciated. And you know what the beautiful part about it? This was more than music because we
Yeah.
touched
Yeah,
things,
yeah, yeah, for sure. For sure.
you know, and that's the vibe I like. You know, that's why it's called conversations. It's hip hop based because we are hip hop, but it's a cultural thing, and
Absolutely.
we tapped into some serious
Oh, wait,
things,
go ahead.
man.
I got to do this for my homie Big Chuck because he was watching, but I don't know if he's still watching. I ain't taking off my clothes, y'all. I had to let my bro know that I'm rocking the shirt. Gangster going legit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. There it is. There it
Word.
is. All right, man. You get back to it.
You already know.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Brother to brother, I feel like I made a great friend, man.
Yo, you have my brother, and whenever you want me back on, just hit Bam up and we make it happen.
No doubt. Let me know next time you're going to be in Ohio.
We'll do. All right, we'll do. I'm
You know what I'm saying? Hey,
I'm actually thinking about taking a trip to see my aunt because she's still there. So I'll let you know.
hey, you know, a good time to come out this way. Hall of Fame weekend. That's like around first weekend in August. You know, they do the induction and all that shit.
Thanks. Okay. Okay.
So, or just whenever, man. Let me know, man.
Shout
I'll
out to
take care
baby
of you.
mama. She tuned in.
That's what's up, man. When you get your rest, I know you had a busy day, and I appreciate you.
My brother. Much love.
Well,
Thank y'all for viewing.